It's the second Monday of the month of perfection, and this is Wonola Adetayo, the Shaper, welcoming you to this week's edition of Faith Capsules powered by the Shaper's Ark. Our scripture for today is Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 10. In bringing many sons and daughters to glory, it was fitting that God, for whom and through whom everything exists, should make the pioneer of their salvation perfect through what he suffered. Today's scripture describes suffering as a pathway to becoming perfect. And for the avoidance of doubt, God thought it fit to make Jesus, who is the pioneer of our salvation, to become perfect through suffering. Jesus encountered a most undeserved, unwarranted, shameful, and painful suffering just to show many of us sons and daughters the pathway to glory. The end of the suffering of Jesus perfected his journey to glory, according to Luke chapter 24 and verse 26. This way, we can be unapologetically confident that our afflictions and sufferings only serve to perfect our development journey to a higher place of glory. When David committed adultery and murder, God punished him publicly by taking the seed of the illicit relationship. The pain and suffering of these lots taught David a lesson in self-control. David never committed adultery again in his lifetime. This pain and suffering was a perfecting instrument in the life of David. Hebrews 5:8 tells us that obedience is learned through suffering, and this was certainly the case for David. Joseph suffered treachery from his brothers. He received injustice in the home of Potiphar despite his loyalty to his master. Even the butler that Joseph helped in prison forgot Joseph. Yet, these sufferings only served to perfect his journey to glory of becoming prime minister in Egypt. Daniel was betrayed by his rival colleagues, and he landed in prison with hungry lions. The pain of betrayal only served to perfect Daniel's journey to being promoted over his envious colleagues, to confirm 1 Peter 1:11 that assures us that glory follows suffering for the righteous. No wonder Apostle Paul encouraged the church at Corinth in 2 Corinthians 12 and verse 10 that they should delight in suffering insults, hardships, persecutions, because they will become strong even in their apparent weaknesses. My friends, suffering teaches patience according to 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 4. Suffering strengthens as confirmed in 2 Corinthians 12 and verse 10. And obedience is learned through suffering as confirmed by Hebrews 5 and verse 8. My friends, count it all joy if you are going through one suffering or challenge or pain, because 2 Timothy 3:11 assures that God will deliver you from all your suffering. Furthermore, the suffering will birth your next level of glory. Till I come your way next week, this is Wonola Adetayo, the Shaper, praying God to strengthen you, perfect, establish, and settle you. Shalom.